What's up, everyone? I'm back again with another Diablo 4 video. This time I want to share my thoughts, my feelings about the season / the expansion so far. A week, roughly, a little bit over a week after launch. As you guys can see, I have like 5 different characters created already. I've been mostly playing Sork right now. I started on Necro, as you guys saw in the previous footage for the loot filter. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the expansion so far while I load the game up. So far it's been pretty fun. The amount of quality of life, the Horadric cube, the new maps, everything is really great. Right now I'm like Paragon 248. Been blasting on my Sork. Been playing the Ball Lightning build. It's insanely fun, very fast. In terms of like war plans, which is a new feature in Lord of Hatred, honestly, I'm enjoying this so much because it lets you. I don't think I have one active. Oh, I do. So let's say you like bosses and Helltides, for example. You can, if you're lucky enough, you can pick exactly only bosses and Helltide if you want. So that's insanely good. You can really focus on the activities you enjoy the most. So right now, this is my Warpland 3. Most of it is level 4. I need to do more hordes. Hordes just take a little bit, so. But yeah, this is how it is so far. In terms of builds, the build diversity, I think it's been way better this time around. Like, you might be asking, oh, but you're playing Ball Lightning. Wasn't Ball Lightning a thing for like, I don't know, a couple seasons, mostly for like the attack speed because Ball Lightning is very fast? Yes and no. This really feels like a Ball Lightning skill. I'm actually using the skill to do something. And Ball Lightning hasn't been the build since like what, season 2 or so. So this is very fun. I was playing Blizzard before this variation here. Let me show you guys. Sorry about the voice, by the way. I was singing earlier before I recorded this video, so I sound a little bit, you know. But anyway, this variant here, Static Field, insanely good. Huge AoE. You just blast through the content. Insanely fun. And I'm using it still because of the damage itself. It helps a lot. In Overworld, you don't even need to cast Ball Lightning, which is amazing. Stuff mainly dies from like Lightning Spear and Blizzard, pretty much dead. And this leads me to the next topic that I want to talk about. I'm not going to talk about story in this because of spoilers and stuff. I only have a tiny gripe with the story, but nothing too serious. It's way better than Vessel of Hatred, that I can say for sure. But skill tree. Every class got a skill tree revamp, including the Paladin. So we don't have passives anymore. We have those side notes for each and every skill. There's no key passives. Like if I scroll all the way down here, there's no key passives anymore. You only have your ultis, your masteries, whatever equivalent is, conjurations, defensive core skills, and basic attacks. What I like a lot, especially on Sork and Necro, is the amount of variations of each skill you can have. So let's say you like Frostbolt, for example. Crazy example, but bear with me. You can turn Frostbolt into a Shock Bolt instead of playing Spark. Let's say, oh, I don't really like Spark or how it does damage, whatever it is. You can play Frostbolt instead and use Static Shock. Same thing I just showed with Blizzard, for example. You don't have to use Cold Blizzard anymore. This one is also pretty good, by the way. You can use a Static Field. And I like the name because for those who play Diablo 2, not exactly the same as that Static Field, but at least it carries over the name, which I find really cool. And you can have the shock version. I can go outside and show you guys real quick how it differs from OG Blizzard. But yeah, overall the skill tree is insanely good. I love the rework. Every skill feels more... How do I say it? Not only do they feel more usable, because you're actually using the skills. I think the footage might be slightly slow, but hopefully not. All right, let me show you guys. So, Blizzard with shock. You see? Big AoE. It's so big. I love it. I love it. Especially if you have the Adept Paragon. Not Paragon, sorry. The Glyph. Where is it? This one. It increases the area, so you can have a huge Blizzard field. It's insanely fun. I love it. But yeah, let's put this back. Skill tree for every single class has been revamped. So you have Sorceress with lightning skills that could have been lightning before. I have Fire Familiar, for example, giving me overpower stacks. And by the way, overpower, yes, it is a stack now. As you can see on the bottom of the tooltip over there, I can really move the mouse, otherwise it's gonna, you know. On the very bottom, it says overpower, just additive damage. Now there's no 3% anymore. I think, let me check before I say something wrong. But I think the 3% chance to overpower is gone. So we don't have that anymore. Yeah, it's gone. So every class either has a way of creating overpower stacks, or you have like aspects and so on and so forth. And now it's just additive damage. We have new uniques, like the sword from a certain someone. Little spoilers. Skip ahead if you don't want to know who it is. But, all right, I gave you a warning. Okay, so Eldruin, Sword of Justice, is the sword from Tyrell. And yeah, he's back in this game. So we have his sword. Insanely good. This aspect of the sword, amazing for quality of life. You just blast through the content, just keep farming. Uniques got reworked. Every single item can roll any stat aside from mythics. So they still have attack speed, crit, lucky hit, and core skills. On Starless, for example, used to have crit, lucky hit, so on and so forth. Some key passives got integrated either into aspects or into the Paragon. And some of the old passives, the little nodes on the skill tree itself, got implemented into items. Like Winter Glass, for example, got the old Conjuration Mastery, or what was the name they changed into? I only remember Conjuration Mastery, so sorry about that. It's essentially the same thing. So yeah, each conjuration gives you mana, damage reduction, so on. So yeah, we have stuff like that over there as well. In terms of the content itself, especially with this, the warp lens, I can say for sure, in my experience, this single thing helps so much, because for someone who hated the pit, I say this every single time, ever since they introduced the pit into this game, I hated it. I even have a friend to attest that. And look at the war plans that is my second highest level. Trail Whispers, it's pretty easy because you just do Whispers and you get completion, but look at that. It's level 5. Everything else, Hordes, by the way, is one of my favorite contents, and it's the lowest level. So like, yeah. This thing alone made me enjoy the pit so much more, because not only I can level up my glyphs way faster, look at that. +1. You can insta-end the run if you find the butcher. Granted, you kill him, otherwise you fail the run. But still, your build is strong enough, you find the butcher, 5-second run if you're lucky enough to find him right away. Done. And you move on to the next thing. So look at that. +1 for every 5 minutes. So bare minimum, you're gonna get +2 upgrades if you're fast enough. This is kind of iffy. I kind of don't like it that much, but it's another +1. And you have this to speed up progress if you guys play the tower, which is basically the pit with leaderboards, quote unquote. So people don't have to keep using helltides.com, for example, for the leaderboards. We have official leaderboards in the game. I don't think I can access through here. No, we need to go to the artificer thingy. But yeah, this thing alone, warpland activity, insanely good. Highly recommend if you guys have the expansion and haven't tried this before, finish the campaign first, of course, and then interact with this. If you're lucky, we can only focus on your favorite activities. Let's say you really like Nightmare Dungeons, you can level up to 3, but you can only pick 7 points. You can refund. It costs a hefty amount of gold because I'm high level right now. Let me see. Yeah, I have a bunch of points already, so it costs 50 mil. Early on, it costs a couple thousand, and it scales the more levels you have. But yeah. Sadly, we didn't get new Mercenaries. I was kind of expecting us to get more than the 4 we have from Vessel of Hatred. Maybe they add later on. Hopefully they do. But yeah. What else can I talk about? Oh yeah, the content itself also got revamped in a certain way. So the pit, like I explained, you have this progression orbs that you can get. So it helps a lot. Nightmare Dungeons, escalation sigils are way more worth it this time around. Also because Astaroth is a lair boss, quote unquote. He doesn't have his lair, but he resides in the Nightmare Dungeon. So I'm kind of 50-50 on that. But if you pick the, I think it's on the lair boss tree. Let me see. Yeah, if you pick this, and this is permanent, by the way. It's not going away after the season or whatever. They said they might change stuff around if people find it too bad to use or whatever. But right now this is the way it is. So if in the future you guys watch this footage and it doesn't, is not correct with it is on later dates. But yeah, that's besides the point. So I really want this because one of the uniques I need, the Winter Glass, comes from Astaroth. So if I do normal Nightmare Dungeons or Escalation Sigils, because they count as individual Nightmare Dungeons, which is really nice, especially for this, the Warplands here. So if I have, let's say, Nightmare Dungeon, Nightmare Dungeon, Nightmare Dungeon, that happened before to me. You do one Escalation Sigil and you can get 3 in a row. It's so nice. So yeah, we have a bunch of quality of life stuff. Speaking of quality of life, look who's back. Map overlay. So if you guys played D2, I don't recall if this was a thing in D3. I played D3 very, very little. But yeah, map overlay is back. You can put different colors. You can change the opacity, all the good stuff you know and love. So the tech is finally here. I believe there's no hotkey for it, so you have to configure over here on gameplay, if I recall correctly. Let me see. Oh, controls, my bad. Controls, and then you go, yeah, toggle map overlay, same place where you toggle your loot filter. Make your loot filters, by the way, video is already out. I've made a new version. I'm gonna update the link again on that video. I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check it out. Highly appreciate it. So yeah, that's the map overlay. We have pathfinding as well, which I think, can I show here? Hold on, let me put a random pin. I don't think it shows because I'm underground. Let me go outside so I can show you guys. So I don't know if you guys remember the little HUD arrow that got replaced. I think you can still use the arrow if you want. Yeah, you can, the compass. But I highly suggest you guys using this instead because it's way better, Pathfinder. Because sometimes the arrow goes crazy around the map and you get kind of lost. So you have to keep looking at the mini map, looking at the arrow, so on and so forth. if you just use this, the Pathfinder, so let's say I put a pin here. See the little dots? Now I just follow here. I don't have to look at the minimap. I don't have to even open the map overlay if I don't want to. Just go there. It's gonna show exactly the path. And there you go. I'm here. So yeah. Pathfinder, also amazing addition. I love it. Way better than the compass arrow. I liked the arrow before, but Pathfinder's leagues better, right? What else? Loot filter I already talked about, but we can briefly talk about it over here. I made another filter. I'm gonna update the previous one, like I said. I put GA check. This one is just for fun. Mention that. But sometimes, funnily enough, even though it's a for fun thing, you can, that's why the name is Luck Sack. You can get an insanely good 4GA item and you're just gonna have that pop-off moment. Codex check, self-explanatory. You don't have to keep checking every single item. Highly recommend you guys recolor it though, to color either, you know, you're gonna remember it's for that, or a bold color like pink or something, whatever. Set charms. Set charms are, let's actually talk about the talisman instead of the loot filter. This is another great addition. Think of sets from D2 and D3, but this is not like those. It's not like a dogshit set like in D2. Most of the sets you can use, but most of the time is like rune wards and other stuff. And in D3, sets are king. They give you like 10 billion% damage, whatever. It's boring. This iteration, I really enjoy, because not only you get some extra power, like in the D3 version, but not insane 10,000%. Most of it is like 100%. Nothing crazy. But you can also turn uniques. Not all of them, but some of them can. Majority of them can be turned into unique charms. So I have the Rust-Bitten Dirk, which is a newer item from the previous season. And bam, I can deal 120% to bosses, because isolated enemies, most of the time I'm going to be bosses. So this is my bossing setup. The seals let you equip. If I don't have this here, you see everything deactivates because I don't have any seals in here. So they can range from 2 slots, if I recall correctly, to 6. And each one of them, oh, this is weird. Now it's not showing my thing. Well, anyway, I'll fix this later. I think I messed up my stuff. But yeah, either way. You have the unique charms, the seals, which can have from 2 to 6, or 1 to 6, I guess, since you always start with 1. And each one of them give you another extra stat, like I have crit damage here. And if you happen to match, which I do, I just messed up my thing. Let me remove everything so I don't mess up my own talisman. Oh, this is weird. I don't know why it's not. It's only giving me +1. Anyway, I'll fix this later. But yeah. You have sets like the Talrasha one, very iconic for Sork, as we know. So this one gives you a trigger of mastery skills. So like I have my Blizzard, I have my Meteor, Ball Lightning. So each skill is going to trigger something different. And this way I have one Frost skill, I have Lightning, I have Fire. So it's always going to trigger all 3 of them. You get some damage reduction, all res, and your 5 set, you get even more damage. So each one of them have from 2 to 5 pieces. None of them have 6. So you can equip, let's say, 2 of Talrasha and 3 of the lightning one. I think is Wild Lightning, that's the name. You can have that. You can have all 5 plus a unique, like I have. You can do many combinations as long as it fits your build. There you go. So those are sets for the Talisman. You have the Horadric Cube, which I wish I could show in the footage, but it's so laggy that my OBS is gonna go insane and the FPS is gonna be unbearable. So bear with me. You have the Horadric Cube with many recipes ranging from adding affixes, removing affixes, so you have like a really good base. Like I've made this ring over here with the Horadric Cube. So I had intelligence, I had an insane attack speed, greater affix, which I masterwork on top of it. I have crit damage, which I want, and vulnerable damage. So like this item, insanely good. And I made it with the cube. So now your magic bases, your rare bases, even whites, the common items, can be turned into insanely great weapons or armors, whatever you need, with the simple use of the Horadric Cube. And it's coming back from Diablo 2. So you have stuff like Transfiguration, which is back, the Sanctification for those who played Season 10. Sorry, 11, not 10. This is back. You can use this one only in amulets, but it helps a lot to get specific aspects. I don't know why it's called a affix. It's an aspect. So like I have this, for example, the Shredding Blades. I have as a Transfiguration. You can do a safe roll, but it removes powerful stuff like, I don't know, +2 skills, for example, is really powerful. But if you use this, you're never gonna get +2 skills or another aspect, for example. It plays very safe, so you're probably gonna get plus intelligence, plus, I don't know, life, stuff like that. The safe route. Which again, nothing wrong with that. You can play it safe, better than losing very important affix or whatever. And then you have stuff for core stats, plus the skills, resistances, offensive, and so on and so forth. So the cube recipes are very, very helpful. So this way you don't have to only focus on legendary items, because, like I said, you can turn, I think this was a yellow base. So I turned that yellow base into best in slot. So this is amazing. Oh yeah, the boss materials as well. Boss materials are only used for you to get the gear that they drop, the uniques. So let's say, oh, I really want Grig, which is what I need for Stormhorn. So I go farm Grig himself. He drops his own materials. Or I go to Helltide, as we know from previous seasons. It still drops Living Steel. I farm a bunch of those and go to the Horadric Cube, use the Amalgamation. Each conversion uses 5, so it's 5 to 1. And then I can get Stormhorn and whatever else he drops. So this is really nice. Not only you farm the boss, so if you get unlucky with the drops themselves, you use their mats for more chances. Because now each boss have a key. I don't have the lower one, but it's just remove the greater, and those are the Varshan, Grig, the initiate bosses as they call now. The greater layer are Duriel, Andariel, Harbinger, and Butcher. So yeah. And the Betrayer's Husk, still here for Belial. You can still farm him. Or you can use for this, which I highly recommend you guys do, over here on the Lair Boss 3. Ultimate Nemesis. This thing is insane. He drops so much shit. It's so good. And you use Betrayer's Husk for that. So if you're not looking for something Omega specific, highly recommend just save those. Keep doing bosses. You have a chance to get a portal that chains until you get the ultimate lair. Highly recommend. Dungeon keys. So dungeon keys, like I said, escalation sigils, super worth it. If you want to amalgamate the normal keys, you don't like to do normal nightmare dungeons, you can combine 5 to 1 again into one escalation sigil. We have tributes of greater quality now. And the only one that goes to Mythic is Armament. If you guys remember the Mythic tribute from Season 6, I want to say. Sorry about that. From Season 6. Those are still present in the game. So you can get Mythic items and uniques. But now every other tribute can be converted up to greater. So you have Refinement, which is way better these days. We don't have the Obdicite bottleneck anymore. Look at that. I have so much. I didn't even know what to do with this. So yeah, we have Harmony for runes. My runes are stored away, so yeah. We have... Where's the other one? The Horadric, which dropped charms and seals. Very nice. So you can interact with the Talisman, not only with farming, but also with this one in the Undercity, if you like to do Undercity. Ingenuity, it's still for... oh no, this one is new, sorry. This one is for cube materials. Those over here. And we still have the old ones like Growth for EXP. We have the lesser tribute, so lower runes. Lesser Talisman, so it's only gonna drop like magic, maybe rare charms. And Ingenuity gonna drop more basic materials. But yeah, all of those are pretty worth it. And again, if you want the better ones, you can always go to the cube, convert them into higher rarity and so on and so forth. Like I have 17 of the Harmony, for example. I can go to the cube and make another 3 of Harmony, greater Harmony. So yeah, it's really helpful. Horadric cube is amazing, guys. Like, it's not the same as D2, but I think this is not bad. We need new stuff, not only keep relying on the old systems and stuff. So yeah. I think that should be all, honestly. We talk about the Horadric cube, loot filter. I already have the video, again, in the description. Don't forget to check that out. Mercenaries sadly are the same 4. Oh yeah, ancestral items, by the way. Any item can be ancestral now. So not only mythics, but blues, white, blue, and yellow bases can be ancestral. So item power goes to 900 now. The new cap, instead of 750 to 800, just add another 100 to that, so 850 to 900. And greater affix are not a guaranteed on ancestral items, so keep that in mind. It's a new thing. If it's bad or good, only time will tell. I don't really care. I think it's fine because this allows players to use lower bases. Let's say you find a blue with 2 GA that you need. You can turn that into an insane base like I did for this ring, for example, which was a yellow. Only had 1 GA, but hey, look at that. Amazing gear for myself. So yeah, time will tell. But I think that should be it. Overall, I would say Lord of Hatred is a 9 for me, 9 out of 10. Still got a little gripe with some things. We've been having a lot of performance issues. Expected. Somehow the launch was pretty smooth for all it's concerned. So yeah, it only gets better from here. So if you haven't tried Lord of Hatred, hell, if you haven't tried Vessel of Hatred at all, if you started playing in Season 1 or Season 0 and never played again, give a shot. You don't have to buy the expansion to get the skill 3 reworks. The only thing you get locked is the third variant. That's it. Is that good or bad? Well, they have to lock something behind the expansion, so let's be realistic here, guys. So yeah, everything else you're getting. I think the Talisman is locked behind the expansion as well, but everything else, the new stuff, war plans should be in the base game as well. But the skill 3, I am more than sure it's for everybody aside from the third variant. So this one wouldn't be here if I didn't have the expansion, so on and so forth. So yeah. Oh, and briefly mention to glyphs. They now go to level 150. So as you can see, I have my Tactician glyph here at 120. But again, with the pit changes, you'll be able to do, I don't know, 10 upgrades in one go. Coming from someone who hated the pit, I think it's a massive positive change. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one. Whatever time it is, whatever we are. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. You know the drill. Check the description for the new lit filter. And yeah, enjoy.